How you doing? I'm Rebel. Welcome back to 7 Days. So a viewer, shout out to Jurgentar, challenged me to build a base made out of 90% spikes. Now I already know that this is borderline impossible, but if there's one thing I love, it's a challenge. Let me show you what I came up with so far. Zombies always showing up at the last minute to ruin my day. Twitchy Tom, can you go away please? Thank you, sir. Now at this point, I think everybody's aware that spikes are great for slowing zombies down and dealing damage, but can they actually support a functioning base? Nice. So the goal is to create a base that's mostly spikes, while still being strong enough to be able to survive a Horde night. And I'll be honest with you, after all the bases I've built, I can't say I've ever tried to make one out of spikes. I can already tell you this is going to be super impractical in terms of resource usage, just like most of my crazy base designs. So I started with a basic ladder backed by concrete blocks leading to a small platform. Zombies had no issue with that. It's obviously too easy for them, and it had 0 spikes. Coming up. No issues. Goodbye. Adios. Down you go. Alright, test 2. What happens if I replace the walls that are behind the ladders with spikes? So one of them comes up about a couple feet and just starts beating on the ladder. The other one's not interested at all. After I added spikes behind the ladders, they stopped showing an interest whatsoever in my position. I don't know if it's their AI's pathing is confused. I don't know what they're doing. So let's see. She says, unreachable above. Hey, I'm over here. Unreachable above is what she's saying, even though I'm standing right here. Destroy area. Has path. I saw has path for a second. Destroy area, attack, can break, unreach above, investigate. For whatever reason, she just does not see me as a reachable path like this. I have no clue why they're not seeing me as a valid pathway. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I have nothing obstructing me. They have a clear walkway from the ladder, from the ground, all the way up to get to me. I was trying to make it as easy for them as possible, standing right at the edge of the ladder. They still wouldn't do it. I guess the zombies are smarter than they look, or at least just very picky about their pathway. Almost the exact same thing, except this one isn't as tall. That's the only difference I'm making. Not as tall. Let's try again. Zombie Arlene. Over here, ma'am. Little stutter, but she made it. So what happens if I surround that ladder with spikes? Because this is kind of what it is on the other side. This is the exact same thing, except I have 3 wide spikes rather than just 1 wide. Let's see what happens if she's interested now. Over here. Still no problem. So maybe it's a height issue that she's just not finding me or something. I don't get it. Instantly start climbing the ladder. I don't get it. Adios. Sayonara. So if I come over here, they should have no problem, because it's the exact same thing. Right here. Nope. Totally wants to avoid this area. And that's when I started experimenting with the stairs. So maybe if they had a stair pathway rather than a ladder that's not really surrounded by spikes. And when I did that, right to me. Comes up, falls down. And I know right now it's just a spike pit, and it's probably going to be the way it has to be, because a spike pit just doesn't there is no way to really actually get a... Like, if I use the spikes as a pathway, see how they're just sinking through? There's no way to keep their pathway the same. It just doesn't work. Did the other one die? The other one must have died. I don't get why the zombies have no issues whatsoever with this. But this is just a wider platform, and all of a sudden, they don't see me. Maybe it has something to do with the combination of the amount of ladders and the amount of spikes, or maybe it's the height. Truth be told, I have no idea if the stairs have anything to do with fixing it, but as I see it, ladders and spikes, they just don't mix right now. So at this point, I realized there's no way to make a base out of 90% spikes without sacrificing some functionality of the base. Plus, the weak durability and the fact that zombies just sink through the elevated spikes makes it difficult to control their pathway. So I slightly pivoted. I'm gonna have to come up with a base that's supported by spikes, but I'm not sure what the actual numbers are gonna be. But I guarantee you there's gonna be more spikes than blocks. I think that's something like, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deep. Somebody do that math. That's too much math for my head. How many spikes is that? Alright, we've established that this works. It's just a zombie pit right now, but we've established that it does work. Just a pit. Easy way for the zombies to navigate to you. But I have a feeling that you throw in a day 70 Horde against this and some demos, some cops, those spikes aren't lasting very long. We're gonna have to figure something out. Maybe multiple pits, a couple different separate pits for the zombies to fall into, and maybe a little bit harder of them to navigate rather than just this one beam. Maybe I'll put one vertical so they have to parkour their way in. Yeah. All right, give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna try to actually work on a functioning Horde base that's got multiple layers of pits, multiple layers of spikes, one entrance. All right, so there's gonna be their first obstacle. Just a stairway leading up to a big old spike pit. But we can't make it too easy on them. And then turn this back to blocks. We gotta make sure that the pathway is still okay. Come on, Arlene. Alright, didn't have any issues whatsoever with navigating over that. That's fine though, because this is just the first of many. All of these spikes, man, they're playing tricks with my eyes. I can't tell where a spike is placed and where one isn't. Need more spikes. And I chose to go with iron spikes because the wood spikes, they would just collapse. I tried building a little bit out of the wood spikes and it was just the stability and building on top of them, almost impossible. I think you got like 3 blocks on top of a wood spike and it just completely destroyed itself. All right, time for another test to make sure that this still works. We're gonna give Arlene the best chance that she has. Throwing her over there. Let's get her attention. See if she makes her way over here. Come on, stairs. There you go. Good girl, Arlene. Come on up. Yep, you got an issue, don't you? Falling into the pits. Good. That is a lot of spikes. I don't know how many spikes that is, but I can tell you that's over 500 because we had a little bit of a stack here of spikes, and then we had to get more. That is a lot of spikes. And I only added this center pillar for support. That's it. The only reason I put it in there. If it wasn't for support, I would have never put it in there. It wasn't showing that it was weak, but I'm scared that if the zombies do crush... I saw a spot in there. Come on. Whole area's a spot. If the zombies do blow up, if there's a cop that, you know, explodes, all of this stuff is going down. And for all I know, it might all go down anyway, just with one cop, including that pillar. So if I take a look at my stability, it's not looking too good. If a cop took out the bottom layer here, all of this stuff would probably collapse. Same thing with here. I'm probably gonna have to use another pillar here. As much as I hate doing it, it's gonna have to get done. All right, time to add more spikes. More spikes. All right, we gotta run a test again, because if we don't test every single stage of this, it could go horribly wrong. There we go. Just coming up the stairs, around the bend. I'm hoping what happens is, because there's gonna be so many zombies. Did she fall? She did fall. Where you at? I'm hoping because there's so many zombies, they're all gonna bunch up and fall into the actual pits rather than just making their way over easily. This right here is gonna be a problem for them, I think. And as well as this right here. So if let me take a Arlene, put her there, see how she does. Jumps. She went off the deep end. Thank you for your test, Arlene. All right, time to fill it in with spikes. More spikes. All right, now it's time to build my bunker. More spikes. I hate doing it. It's got to get done. If I don't steal at least the bottom layer here, they're going to see this as the most opportune way to get to me, and I can't have that. So there we go. I had to use some steel. I still haven't tested it. I don't know if this is actually going to work or if this is going to be an utter disaster. If they decide to come over here and just start pounding away at the side of my pillar, this whole thing was pointless. And I did do slight testing here and there, just with a couple Arlenes. Threw a few Arlenes in to test them out just to make sure. And she didn't really have an issue with it, but when I had random zombies coming in, they didn't want to have anything to do with it. So we will see. It is navigatable. They can navigate it. Ooh. Yeah, they can definitely get to me. Oh man, I don't want to risk running the Horde through it and having it fail just with their pathway. But I don't really see any other option to test it, so here comes Horde Night. I tried to keep the structure minimal while maximizing the amount of spikes I used, and I know that they're gonna take a beating. So I guess I could have just made walls just like that and placed them in like a maze-like structure, just so that the zombies would have to navigate through the spike walls just to get to me. But I think the problem with that is I would die before they would. I'd run into the spikes. It just wouldn't be a good time for anybody. Maybe that'll deter them a little bit from trying to climb in. Because it's not connected, they just can go through with spikes. And we'll see. I was going to throw a robotic sledge in here too, But I felt like that was kind of cheating. Like, I was gonna throw it in, just be like, hey, this is like the last resort, last line of defense type thing. But I don't know, it just didn't feel right. Robotic sledge, almost felt like it was too easy with a robotic sledge. All right, so we got infinite rounds of ammo in our spear. We got 1,200 rounds in the 9mm. We got 900 rounds in the 44, 1,200 rounds in the SMG, 450 rounds of shotgun ammo, 900 rounds of 7.62, and sniper rifle. Here it is, Spike Fortress. It's gonna be real interesting to see how this works. I'm sure it's been done before, but I don't know if somebody's used this many spikes before. That's probably 4 to 5 stacks of spikes, and there's 500 spikes per stack. So that's probably close to 2,000 spikes, and I would say that's maybe 5 to 600 blocks. We got a lot of ammo, we got bacon and eggs, we got yucca juice, we got concrete for repairs if we need it, a cast if we fall, some repair kits, some grenades, which I'm going to try to avoid using so that I don't damage the spikes. There's more for a run and gun if they destroy the base. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it. Every once in a while, my face cam, it like flashes, it flickers, just a little right at the bottom of the screen. If you guys see that, let me know, because if I have to, and it's not a big deal, if I have to, I'll get a whole brand new webcam just so it stops doing that, because that ain't cool. Creative mode off, dev mode off. Set time, day 70, 21:58. Welcome to a Horde night, officially. Where are they coming from? I see you. Are they making their way over to the ladder or stairs? Walking through some spikes, that's for sure. Gotta actually hit him. Ah, got him. Down you go, sir. Enjoy the spikes. Hey, you're having no problem with that, are you? Welcome. Enjoy the spike fall. How you doing, sir? I love your slow little descend. It's like quicksand. I hear him breaking though, which isn't cool. Cops, demos. Demos gotta die before their button hits. And cops gotta go before they blow up. Spikes. Oh, did you just see all them spikes go flying? Man, I love this. They're just sitting there sinking into the ground. It's working out better than I anticipated. I mean, the only one that we got so far, the only one that got to us so far is the jumpers. These guys just kind of, as long as you can knock them down a little bit. Hey, sir, how you doing? Taking a nap? Arlene, what's going on, my dear? Down you go. They're having a really hard time making it through that section right there. I don't even remember what's over there. I thought it was just a straight path, wasn't it? Nice, quiet, relaxing Horde night. How you doing, Arlene? Yeah. Doing some dangling? Yeah. I'm trying to sit back and relax now because I know with all of those spikes being destroyed, it's only a matter of time before the zombies destroy this whole structure. So if I sit back and relax now, the run and gun later is not going to be that bad. So if you confuse the zombies enough, they just kind of give up. Not give up, but I don't know what to do at this point. Can't even get to me. Honestly, I had no idea Horde Night was going to be this easy. I thought this was going to be much more of a struggle. And if I could, I mean, I could just fire into the crowd, I guess. Get some new zombies in here, but I am getting kills. It's doing what it's intended to do. So the good news is the spikes are definitely dealing damage. The bad news is they're also taking a very heavy beating along the way. All right, let's soften them up a little bit more. Spikes can't do all the work, right? All right, maybe I made their pathway a little bit too difficult to get to me, but I thought this was gonna go a lot differently. I thought they were gonna get up here no problem, and I'd be fighting here, constantly pushing people into the spike pit that's right in front of me, but nope. It's almost a guaranteed victory in this way. All right, we got 12 minutes left of Horde Night. How you doing, buddy? You're just probably one of the smartest zombies out there. Let's go for a jump. Cast. We gotta get some of these kills out here. See what they did. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm trying to look at my base. Ah, I'm swarmed. Morning time. I want to test something. Will Horde Night zombies come up the ladder? Or are they just as confused? Yeah, see the Horde Night zombies? Just as confused. I thought maybe the Horde Night zombies would have a different effect. But no, they're just as confused. I guess it's not really Horde Night zombies, right? Somebody made it. Another broken leg. How you doing, sir? Big Mama, welcome to the party. All in a line, thank you very much. I appreciate your service. Big Mama. Looking fashionable as ever. Blue dress with the green accents. Oh, regular Mama, just a blue dress. There you go. Think you sprung a leak, lady. Yeah, so they made their way through, charged through this area to try to make it easier pathway for them to get back up to the stairs once they fell. They kind of ate through the entire center section here. Oh, that's where they were falling. Okay, that makes sense. Where I couldn't picture them falling, I don't know why I forgot I put this in here. So they were making their way this way, and then right here, this is the path where they just kept messing up on. They just couldn't make it through here for some reason. All right, so if you're making this path, they didn't really have too much of an issue with this here. Slight, not too much. But this one up here is the pole side centered. Copy shape. So it is pole side centered. Next to the pole side centered is the pole half centered. And then next to that is, I think, the other pole side centered. Yeah, pole side centered, just going long ways. So pole side centered, pole half centered, and then pole side centered going the opposite way. Stops the zombies in their tracks. So that's gonna do it for the Spike Fortress. Was it possible to build a base out of 90% spikes? You tell me if this qualifies. While it's completely impractical to build a base using this much iron for spikes, it still was a lot of fun. And if you design their pathway well enough, the zombies don't even get to you. So what do you think? Do you have any ideas on ways that I can improve this spike base? Or maybe you got another crazy challenge for me? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again, Jurgentar, for giving me this crazy challenge. I really appreciate it, and it was a lot of fun. You know the rest of the deal. Like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace, I'm out of here.